Hey guys, what's going on? This is Blake from MLS Gone Wild, January 20th, 2024, the first U.S. men's national team game of the year. Yes, it's Jan Camp. Yes, it's all MLS players, but this is MLS Gone Wild, so I'm excited about this. So I just wanted to hop on a video this morning really quickly before I head into work and before the game tonight and just talk to you guys about my starting 11. This won't take very long. I'll just kind of run through it, talk about any rationale I have for specific players, and then we will move from there. So we're just going to keep it up here on this screen because I don't know how to toggle from defense to midfield to forward, and that's going to be far too complicated. But in goal, I'm going to start with the Columbus Crew's goalkeeper, Patrick Schulte, won MLS Next Cup championship 2 years ago with Crew 2, won MLS Cup this year with the Columbus Crew. All three goalkeepers that are in camp, him, Drake Callender, and Roman Solentano, all uncapped players. It's kind of an open competition. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the nod here. Solentano had, I believe, more shutouts than Schulte last year. Drake Callender probably had. He did have a pretty good year considering how poor they were up until the summer defensively. So he probably saw the most shots, but I think you have to give the nod to the guy that just won MLS Cup. We shall see. It'll be interesting to see who Greg Berhalter chooses, considering none of them have been capped. I think Miles Robinson is a locked-in starter at center back tonight. He's really the only guy with experience. James Sands is another name that you could throw in back there, but he's kind of a converted center defensive mid to a center back. I was kind of eerie on him because he could go either way. He could play the six or center back. I don't have him in at either. So I have Miles Robinson as the right center back. That's his natural side of his center back pairing. And then Nkosi Tafari, FC Dallas's left center back. FC Dallas had one of the best defenses in all of MLS last year. I believe they gave up 37 goals. And I think that was top of the Western Conference for fewest goals allowed, I believe. Check me on that, guys. And he had a pretty good year. He's really good on set pieces. I believe he's 6'4". He's big. He's physical. He's aggressive. He can cover ground, and I think he would be a good pairing next to Miles Robinson. And again, Nkosi Tafari is naturally a left center back. I wish that we had a left-footed left center back to play in here, but we don't. So I have Tafari in there as well. Jackson Reagan got sent home. He's not really an option. Ian Murphy's another option. I don't foresee him as a starter. I think he will get some minutes. We'll go wingbacks really quick. John Tolkien, Nate Harriel. You could go DeJuan Jones over John Tolkien. But the rationale behind me going John Tolkien over a DeJuan Jones is John Tolkien is a natural left-footed player, good service on that left foot. And I think that he'll be responsible for running that entire left channel because I also have Diego Luna in as my quote unquote left winger. He's going to be an inverted left winger playing as a center attacking midfielder, I think, playmaker type role for the U.S. men's national team tonight. I hope that's kind of that's what we want to see, right? Diego Luna was exceptional for RSL after we hit Leagues Cup break. He was absolutely phenomenal. He started to get his opportunities and he took advantage of those opportunities. So with Luna cutting in and playing as that inverted center attacking mid, John Tolkien can play on the overlap and provide service that way. That is the only reason I really prefer John Tolkien over DeJuan Jones, is that he's that left-footed guy that can provide the overlap and the service. Now on the opposite side, you have Nate Harriel. He isn't even a full-time starter in Philly yet. Olivier Mbaizo and Nate Harriel kind of split minutes. But I think Nate Harriel provides I believe he's Olympic eligible. Let's just start there. I think that he can run that entire right-hand side. I think he's physical, and I think he's just a really good player. We haven't seen it on full display yet for Philly, but we've seen glimpses, we've seen moments, and I think Nate Harriel is a guy that should get a nod here because I think he has that talent. And we're so used to in these January camps seeing a DeAndre Yedlin. He's obviously not there, but we have Shaq Moore. Shaq Moore is a guy that we're kind of used to seeing as he's the written in pen starter for the January camp friendly, right? Nashville was pretty good defensively this year. Obviously, they were one of the best teams again, but Nate Harriel, I think, has proven himself and has earned a starting spot here because Shaq Moore's never really wowed us in this position. So maybe it's time to move on and give a new kid the start here. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards Harriel. Now let's get to the midfield really quick. Aiden Morris is a peculiar one to me because is he a 6? Is he an 8? He operates best in a double pivot. We saw that all year with him playing alongside Darlington Nagby. I think that he can play the 6 alone. Um, my big question here was, do you play Sands? Because I think for me, I think Aiden Morris and Greg Berhalter's system in a January camp, I think Aiden Morris is kind of a locked in starter kind of guy. And so you're like, okay, do you play James Sands and Aiden Morris? And I don't think you can do that. I think there's too many similarities there between the two of them that you can't play both at the same time because you're losing some ball progression and things like that in the midfield if you play both of them. There are better options that we can get going forward if we play Aiden Morris, I believe, as the 6, because Aiden Morris can do just more. He can do more than just destroy and track down balls and cover for wingbacks when they get forward. Aiden Morris is a good distributor. He improved his attacking game so much under Wilfred Nancy, but he's calculated. He understands when to take risks. And I think that he can operate as a 6 in the system. So I think that's why I lean towards Aiden Morris. Now with my 2 ball shuttling 8s, because that's usually what Berhalter plays. Jack McGlynn, Philadelphia Union Academy player, right alongside Nathan Harriel. He was really good when Leon Flock and Jack McGlynn kind of split minutes a lot of times last year. And those two guys are completely different in the Philadelphia Union system. Jack McGlynn he has great vision, great weight of the pass, really good in the progressive game and being able to pick a pass and break the lines and things like that. So I think he'll be big in progressing the ball with the pass. And I think Timothy Tillman is another guy who's a really good box to box option and probably our best box to box option outside of Aiden Morris here. But with Tillman a little bit more advanced, he can progress the ball on the dribble. He can distribute. He's also a destroyer. He's physical. He's big in the midfield. So I think Tillman gets the nod here. And I already talked a little bit about Diego Luna on the left wing. He was great for RSL. I think he'll play inverted. I think he'll play on his preferred right foot, cutting in from that left side as a center attacking midfield. He'll pop up in the pockets. Jack McGlynn will be trying to find him. Aiden Morris will be breaking the lines. Luna should be our main playmaker tonight. He'll get a lot of touches on the ball, I believe. And then Kamungo down the right. You know, a lot of times when, you know, a lot of teams that have success have a player and one of their wingers likes to cut in. The other winger is what I call a burner, the guy that's going to beat you with speed. And Luna's the guy that cuts in from the left onto his right foot. And then I think Kamunga on that right-hand side, he was super efficient again after Leagues Cup. Like a lot of these guys had a huge leap in their game after Leagues Cup. Kamungo for FC Dallas is another one of those guys. Super quick. I think that he can get to the end line, maybe find some cutback passes, but we're pretty thin at the right winger spot in this camp. And I think Kamungo is kind of an easy choice. And then up top was a super difficult one. I threw a poll out the other day. It's either Brian White or Duncan McGuire. Really, that's about it. And I think Brian White went 15-5 this year, 15 goals, 5 assists for Vancouver Whitecaps. Pretty good numbers, right? Best numbers of his career. And then Duncan McGuire, the rookie out of Creighton, went 13-3 in like 1,600 minutes. So Duncan McGuire was a little bit more efficient than Brian White, but both put up great freaking numbers for 2 strikers getting called into January camp, man. 2 guys that are probably not going to get called up to an actual senior team roster anytime soon, like a competitive match outside of Gold Cup or anything like that. But both guys are good options to have in the spot. I love Brian White. I loved watching Vancouver all year long with the combination of Brian White and Ryan Gauld. I didn't watch enough of Duncan McGuire to give you guys an honest opinion on him. I know his box movement is really good, but both are really good in the box. Both can finish in the air. Brian White, his finishing isn't always the best. He had a ton of shots this season and missed a lot of goals that he probably should have put away. So I guess you could argue in that manner that maybe it's Duncan McGuire, but I think it's a toss up between those two. I think you get very similar skill sets and profiles between those two. So guys, I think I rambled on long enough. That is my U.S. men's national team starting 11. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know. If you have differences in opinion, other guys that you think should slot in and start, who are the guys that you think should come off the bench first? You guys just let me know. And I'm going to go ahead and post this to Twitter, and hopefully we'll have some more content out like this soon. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and go USA. Talk to you guys later. Peace.